Hello, I am Shane Malach from IamImpact.com and I read books so you don't have to. Well, I'm still working on that tagline. But anyway, this is a review of the book called Cashvertising by Drew Eric Whitman. The book looks like this, and I would hold up like a physical copy. I feel that's the thing to do in a review like this, but I can't because I actually read it on a Kindle like this, which worked fine. I just recently got this. But it's not about the Kindle, it's about the book. So, the book Cashvertising is, as the name implies, about advertising. And one of the things that was interesting to me about this book is that it's not specifically about online marketing. And it's not even specifically about offline marketing either. It's more specifically about advertising in general. And the background of the author seems to be mainly in print marketing or print advertising. So newspaper advertising, maybe direct response mailings and stuff like that. I wanted to read a book like this because I'd noticed that I'd spent too much time only looking at online marketing specific stuff. And it's like, I felt like I was narrowing my view too much. I was putting myself in too small a box, and sometimes it can be useful to get an outside perspective. And that is definitely something you get from Cashvertising. Of course, that doesn't mean it doesn't apply to online marketing, because advertising is in everything you do. And I mean, one of the things that we all advertise on is our own website or our own websites, right? People come to your website and you basically have to advertise to them. You have to have a good headline. You have to have good copy there to show people, hey, here's where you can find what you're looking for, to make sure that they stay and don't just leave again. And even if you think about something like newspaper ads, if you have like little text ads in newspapers, that's actually kind of similar to what you have as a snippet in the Google search results. In both cases, you're kind of limited to how you can format it, and you have a limited amount of space. One of them just because of the limitations set by Google, and the other usually because you can't spend a ton of money on an ad like that, or in many cases you can't. For small businesses you can't. And so you have this limited space where you have to get across your message, and you have to get people curious enough to take the next step, which in a print ad would be that they maybe visit your website, or that they pick up the phone and call you, or whatever it is, and which online in the Google search results is that people click on your result instead of on one of the others. Now, the book Cashvertising covers a little bit of everything related to advertising. There's bits about what kind of colors to use, there's bits about what kind of formats to use and stuff like that, what kind of fonts to use offline and online, things like that. But I would say that the main emphasis in here is about copywriting and about what kind of language to use. There's a lot of information about how to write good headlines. There are many examples of headlines, many examples of proven, effective, attention-grabbing kind of headlines. What kind of copy to use, how to structure an advertisement, how to structure a sales page, and so on. So I would say I got the impression that the biggest strength in this book here is the information you get about copywriting. This is something that I think is important to realize, because even if you think you aren't directly selling a product or service, you kind of still are. Even the simplest affiliate website, even an entertainment blog or a celebrity gossip blog, you're still selling something, because you're still competing for people's attention. There are a million and one things that people could be doing, and you somehow have to convince them. You have to show them the benefits, grab their attention, and do all that stuff to convince them to spend time on your website instead of on someone else's. And I think you'll find that many of the elements that matter for making an advertisement effective, an advertising message effective, or making squeeze page copy or sales page copy effective, many of those same principles apply to a blog post or anything else you might be publishing online. So to wrap it up, the biggest strengths in Cashvertising are its emphasis on copywriting and what kind of language to use. And this comes with many, many examples, also kinds of examples. Here's a bad example, here's a bad headline, and here's how you can improve it. And once you've read through the book, you've seen so many examples of how to use colorful and interesting and attention-grabbing language that I really think it will stick with you. It also comes with very simple, very applicable kind of tips where you can go out and try something out on your own website right away. The biggest weakness in the book is for people who have purely online businesses. I would say that maybe 15 to 20% of the book is just not applicable at all, and you can skip that. So things about, you know, what kind of ad sizes to buy in print media and how to format your ads in print media and so on. And some bits in it, some tips and some chapters are just about that, which really doesn't translate to what we do online at all. Bottom line, I enjoyed the book. I'm glad I read it, and I can recommend it for anyone interested in kind of expanding their horizons a little bit. If you want to get a good outside perspective on copywriting and advertising that will inspire you to change the way you especially write content, write headlines and stuff like that in your online business, Cashvertising gets a recommendation from me. All right, that's it. Now, in case you're interested about the Kindle, I thought I'd also mention a few things about this. If you're not interested, you can stop the video now. I got this Kindle very recently, and it's I'm not sure which one it is. It's the Kindle Touch, I think, but there might be multiple Kindle Touches that you can get. It's one of those. I was surprised at how small it is, but it's actually, I'm really enjoying it. It's really great to have, you know, 10 books or more. Obviously, right now I have about 10 in here, and you can have thousands probably, and it is so easily portable and so easy to have with you. As everyone says, you know, the readability is very good, the contrast is pretty good. It's not as good as on a page, but you won't really notice. You never think, oh, I wish the contrast was better. It's just that instead of black on white, it's more like black on light gray, but it really doesn't matter when you're reading. One thing I would say is that initially when I first got it, I thought maybe I wasted my money on the touch version of it. And the thing is, there's a keyboard version. There's a version where at the bottom here there'd be like a little keyboard, and there's a version that doesn't have the keyboard, that has like a small controller thingy, like, you know, arrow keys or something, and buttons to flip the pages. And at first I thought, wow, I really wasted my money on the touch, because all I did was touch the screen to go to the next page. But actually I gotta say that I started then annotating stuff, you know, highlighting stuff and taking notes and adding bookmarks and so on, which works really well. And for that, you really want to have either the touch edition or the one with the keyboard. So if you're thinking about getting a Kindle, I would recommend getting one of those two, because really, especially, you know, if it's not just fiction that you're reading and you want to learn some stuff from the books you read, and you want to take some notes and so on, it will be very useful to have a proper keyboard or a touch screen where you can quickly type stuff out. All right, that's all about the Kindle. That's all about this book review. Let me know what you think. Do you want to see more book reviews? Have you read Cashvertising? If so, what did you think? Have you read any other awesome marketing books that you can recommend that you think I should check out, and do you think everyone reading this should check out? Please leave a comment down below with your thoughts. All right, that's all. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.